So then comes the Kidaichu. So the Kidaichu, it means parasitic giant insects. Okay, so they are like beetle-like insects, and they're bred and utilized by the selected members of the Aburame clan. Uh, as a parasitic destruction insect. For that parasitic destruction. Remember, this is what I believe. Okay, this is the same insect which was used for that whatever uh, telltale thing which Chaos mentioned. That is what I believe. This is the insect which they which was used there. So the parasitic destruction insect technique was used by Shino there. What happens is they're initially small in size, but then if they're provided with incorrect amount of chakra, right, these insects immediately start growing crazy. They devour the flesh of the host, and they even go undergo rapid growth of, and then they become giant and they blast off, like just how they did with the telltale clones there. So this is why it's very troublesome to harbor even within the user's body, because they do not know if some mismatch happens within the chakra levels, they might even blast off the own host. So that's why they don't try to harbor them within themselves. Kidaichu is a slightly troublesome type of insect. Okay.
So
then comes the Kikaichu.
No, so how do they harbor these then?
I believe when they want to use them, they either probably summon them, maybe some sort of like, or they probably carry them within. There is a way actually, they carry some insects within jars. Okay, that I'll touch in the next insect which I'm talking about.
There was
so
one Aburame with a huge. They have a huge bag, right? They carry huge jar.
Yeah, so there might be possible that they keep these things there. There was I think Shibi was carrying a gourd with him, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah,
in
gourd,
such
like
ways they
huge
can
gourd.
carry them. So that is possible.
But
rather than the
when this fight happens, Shino just punches it, and it crawls over his hand, right? Within
correct.
This thing jacket on his skin, and then it enters the tentacles.
Correct. So there is a saying that I can touch about this in the end of this video. There is a saying that Shino has the control over all the type of insects within the Aburame clan, and that's extremely rare. Even the biggest of the Aburames, so that's why we call him OP Shino. So there is a possibility that he exactly knows how to treat them. As at the same time, we also know he experimented on these insects, right? So he might have made some sort of a change in the way how they respond to him personally. So he might carry few of them, one or two of them with him. That's also a possibility, right?
Also, the Kidaichu. It seems like for a Genjutsu user, it would be very easy to trigger them.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. Yeah. That's right. They can do this. Oh my god, I didn't think of this. Correct. It's a very lethal thing for the Aburame themselves. Yeah. Then we have Kikaichu, right? So they are exactly again called parasitic destruction insects. They're one of the several insects used by the Aburame member people, the Aburame clan members, and they resemble, very small, flight capable, beetle kind of, insects, right? They resemble them. So what happens is, once the Aburame is born, now I think these are the insects which Shino uses, on a regular basis. So once an Aburame is born, right, the Kikaichu are allowed to colonize in the body of them. Like as I told, it's not just on the skin layer, but they go inside them. They become the hosts for these insects itself. They are like the hive. So in exchange for being controlled and feeding their chakra, Kikaichu allows the host to command them anything, to give them any command, and they listen to anything they say. So the Aburame and these insects have some sort of a symbiotic relationship, as we mentioned before. Okay. And then what happens is if the colony becomes larger, just like Titan asked now, so if the colony becomes larger to an extent that the host can't carry it within their body, then they use the insect jar. It's called Mushi Bukuro. Okay, Mushi Bukuro is the way how they refer to it. So they carry this insect jar and they keep these insects within that and carry it with them. Just like how probably Shibi used to carry them within the gourd, probably because he used to do that, right? He also had the same insect. So so they do this to carry the excess, Kikaichu to live within that. Okay. So what happened is Kikaichu are a little bit crazy. Okay. Although they are that loyal to the hosts, they're set to sort of leave the hosts if they don't like them. If they have a hot bath, if they have alcohols and all, they sort of don't like that and they sort of leave the host. So they are a bit like,
So basically, they
don't-
keep them in check.
yeah, keep them in check, exactly. So what happens is, then the Kikaichu, like they may not be exactly used to sort of attack them, like harsh attacks, etc. But then what happens is, they descend upon the target and they start consuming their chakra. When Shino shoots them, right? They just descend on the chakra and they start descend on the target and they start consuming their chakra. Okay, so it makes them sort of like weaker just by consuming their chakra. So they don't have to lethally attack you on front, but then all they do is basically make you weaker, and eventually they make sure that the target they can't move. And since they're used in a large large swarm of insects, this gives a faster results, right? It's not 1 2, they multiply in number. So and what happens is if an opponent's jutsu or chakra based, Kikaichu can feed on the jutsu and then they can utilize them. Okay. And then these are very interesting and very very useful insects. What happens is, when in the case of poisoning, right, Kikaichu can be used to remove the poison from the body. Apparently, in the anime, Kikaichu are shown to distribute the chakra they have taken to allies and replenish their reserves, basically. So they are sort of like a boost also again. If they take chakra from someone, they can give it back to them. So it's like it's very useful, apparently.
Battery, chakra batteries.
Yeah, chakra batteries.
Chakra batteries.
So, and again, defensively, Kikaichu can surround their host, as protective shields. That's what I think Chaos told that time. And they can also impersonate their host as a decoy. They can sort of like make sure they form the, how to put, like a silhouette of the guy. You think it's the main guy, you punch them, but in the end of the day, it is something like a shadow clone or a water clone.
Oh, insect.
That's how they can. Yeah, that's how they can use. They can protect them. They can impersonate them. They can sort of leave the traces behind. If they want to, use them as a decoy, basically. That's the whole purpose. And Kikaichu can spread across the area and also emit their chakra, making it difficult for the sensory people to even sense where they are. All these capabilities are so OP, dude.
Smoke screen.
Yeah, it's like the chakra. They basically feed on the chakra. Let's say Shino. They feed on the chakra of Shino. So let's say the sensory ninjas like Yamanaka, let's hypothetically, or someone from the other clan, they try to target Shino. They are pinpointing Shino. Shino's chakra is all over the village because the insects are spread all around. So that is crazy, OP, right? And then OP Shino. When again, Aburame is looking for a target, right? So they disperse the Kikaichu across a large area trying to seek them out. So they are not just debating the sensory ninjas, they become the sensory ninjas themselves now. These are the most OP, nonsense, crazy as people I've ever heard, the creatures. Okay. So once the target is found, they come back and report the location of them to these people. They are now acting as Pokemons.
GPS.
Now the crazy thing is the individual Kikaichu appear different from no other bugs, right? So they can be used to secretly observe and spy on the targets. And on returning to their host, they can communicate whatever they've learned. That's how they're used. Now, once the Kikaichu are locked onto the target chakra signature, they will continue to follow. As long as they're within a certain range. At least they have this range, which is sort of making them not extremely OP. If not, like I'm the other side of the globe, I know where you are. That's gonna be crazy. So they have a certain range, so that is at least okay. But then now, do you know how they sort of sense or use these insect as sensory ninjas? It's not just letting them around. What happens is, an Aburame places a female Kikaichu on the body of the target. Okay, and then they send the male bugs behind them. Because of the scent, they keep following them. That's how they sense them.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
It's very, very, very crazy the way how they use it. It's very creative.
Looks like Naruto had their own technology back in those days.
Yeah. Actually, if you look at it, technology-wise, right, there was one village which was over the top advanced in comparison, which is the Hidden Rain. They had too much technology. They were extremely advanced, right? But then again, that's another topic for another video.
Yeah.
So then we have.
But I gotta tell you, this insect Sounds like the most OP insect of all the insects so far.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
It's crazy. It's small. It does multitasking. This thing. It also keeps
yeah.
you in check. It can spy for you. It can make sure others don't spy on you. Oh my god, they're
God.
crazy. They're crazy. So then we have the Kocho. Okay.